The more you try to keep me down and keep my head above the water, you can never hold me down. The more you try to block me out, that's where I kick the wall down. You can never hold me back. The more you try to put me out, the more I'll be blazing, it's too hot. The more you try to put me in the dirt, increase my work, the expert. You see the hunger in the eyes of a survivor. Swallowed my pride, washed down with some saliva. Reinvented my whole life, mental MacGyver. One door shut, another open up wider. Listen, battle drums in the distance, moving with enough force like army tank pistons. Pray for the strength of Jah to fight resistance. Fight mode, shields up, moving with resilience.
The strength of 1,000 lion and the strength of 1,000 giant. Please stay strong. Please stay strong. With the strength of 1,000 elephant and the strength of 1,000 tiger, we stay strong. We stay strong.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome, everybody. It is another beautiful Tuesday evening, and I am hanging out with Rhode Island's. I don't want to say golden child or like master plan or like from the streets, you know, up until like the 1,000 cotton, you know, sheets, whatever, all that stuff. Like, it's like, how do you talk about somebody that you have just absolutely so much respect for, and the drive and the precision that with you come things is so impressive. And honestly, and I've said this before and I'll say it again and again and again, as a mother, we need more people like you in this industry to show our boys their esteem and their value. Listen, welcome, Kinghansom, my darling.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having me. And I'm just grateful to be here. It's an honor.
Oh, the pleasure.
Thanks for speaking so highly of me, because I'm still working on myself.
It becomes easy. I mean, you make it easy for me to do. It doesn't take a lot to go and check to see what you're doing, to appreciate what you're doing for the culture. I mean, the story is so impactful, and we spoke about it last time you were here. You were really transparent about navigating the story, which is your life, right? You were really transparent about your relationship with drugs and with your mom and with your uncle and, you know, people that you've lost, and, you know, cousins going to pick up babies from daycare. I mean, I actually like, right? For real. And so, you know, for me, especially like in this industry, like mental health is something that's like, you know, it's stigmatized in itself, and it's not really it's talked about as like this really clinical and sterile thing. But all of those moments and pieces of conversation that we had, like, people attach to and people identify in, and it opens up room for them to then go and speak their truth in spaces and, you know, feel safe talking about things that maybe they wouldn't have before. So for me to have you in this space again is like, the privilege is mine, because it matters. You matter. Like, what you're doing matters. Period.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think collectively we all matter, and some people don't give it as much energy as me, so you might not see him as much. But I got my dog like on Meth Block. He might not rap as much as me or put out as much projects as me or videos or things like that of the nature, but he's the type of dude, when I'm having a bad day, I could call him. So, but he also does make his music too. So like, collectively, without Block, I might not still be free 7 years. Without Bubbles, I might not still be free 7 years. Without Jazz, I might not still be free for this 7 years. So I'm the guy you see, but there's so many people next to me that make sure I'm good. So that's the love I get, is how I'm able to give love, because I felt it. I know what it feels like to have it. I know what it feels like to not have it. So when I could pick from giving love or not giving love, I could definitely give it, because I'm good. Like, my people make sure I'm great. So that's how that really works. And that's why collectively we all matter. Just I'm just the face for my community.
Yeah.
So,
you know, we talk about it. It's actually something that's like is taught in kindergarten, and then it gets lost like grade 1, and it's like filling people's cups up, right, with compliments, or filling them up with like kindness, or filling them up, like filling people's cups up. And it's crazy because like after elementary school, then it becomes like the conversation shifts to, well, now it's your responsibility to fill your own cup up. How are you going to do like self-care and self-love and all these things?
Yeah.
Like we lose that sense of like community. Like boom, grade 6, they're like, nah, you don't need that anymore, you're good, you can stand on your own 2 feet and stuff. So it's nice to hear that you see it and like identify it and live in that space. You know what I mean? You're like, no, this is how we, well, I mean, you roll deep all day long anyways. I've never, like, the projects that you do, there's always like, 3 or 4 people being tagged in these things. Like, I seen you guys on the courts, like you and Skyler doing the stuff.
Oh yeah, the basketball. Yep.
Yeah. And so it's such a beautiful thing, but to like acknowledge it, yeah, I think that's super important. Actually, while I have you on that topic, like tell me a little bit about what you guys were doing there, because yeah, I want to know exactly. Yeah, with the basketball. Yeah.
All right. So basically, the basketball game happened because it was Skyler. I always tell you, Skyler starts this. He's the troublemaker. Yeah. So we was in chat chopping it up, and one of the Woes was like, "Yeah, man, when you come to Portland, you got to play basketball." And Skyler was like, "Nah, man, I'm too good to play you guys. It's not. I just don't even want to do that. I know I'm gonna win and things like that." So it just started just joking around, and then it was like, "Yo, well, I haven't played basketball in a while. I used to be good. Let's try this out." So we ended up going for the first time, and we had a couple people out there, and it was dope. Then when I went back to Portland for the second time, the basketball team was more people. One of the Woes even came with a whole cooler of drinks and his wife and his kids, and it was just like, so it all just started from Skyler saying he was too good to play us, and then we ended up just making our own teams and just really going out there on Burnside, where he used to be trapping at, and was just playing ball. And really, I was like, yeah, I'd love to go to Burnside. I want to know where you really come from, bro. And I'm good. I'd be outside. So yeah, let's line it up. And that's how we had two different times of us really flying out to Portland and really playing basketball. AC fly out from Chicago, meet us out there to play ball. OMF Block flew out from Rhode Island to come out there and play ball. So it's like, wow. Last time we was there, these other guys came in from Memphis. They was there playing ball with us. So it's just like, and they beat us. They beat the hell out of us. but it was just fun being out there and just, being a kid again. You know what I'm saying? Like when I land in Portland, I have no beef. Ain't nobody I don't got to look over my shoulder. I don't got no beef. I can literally just play ball and not have to look over my shoulder. So I just can be a kid and play ball and talk my crap to the other players and just have fun that day. So it's really a blessing whenever I go to these other cities and just express myself out there. Yeah. I remember one time I landed in Portland. I had the rental car. I had a poster with my merch in the car window because I'm like, yo, I could do this because it's not Rhode Island where if they know that's my car, they might shoot it up.
Yeah.
So right. So I was like, yeah, man, you need to put these posters in these windows so they know it's me. Like, and so it's like, it's just a different feeling. And if you haven't ever left your city, I advise you take the trip, get out of town, and just enjoy your life. And like I said, with the playing basketball, I was just a kid again, just playing basketball, man. Shout out to Skyler Ray, man, because it was his idea.
Yeah. Well, and first of all, I was police escorted out of my city, so like I understand what it means to be in a different city where like people don't really know who you are. I mean, I'm living that like right now. That's my life, right? I'm in a whole different province for all sorts of different reasons. And it's amazing what happens when you step out into a different neighborhood. People are like, when people don't give a shit, like that's like the ultimate freedom, right?
Mm-hmm. Ultimate freedom. It's a weightlifter. So yeah, that all started with just a joke in the inbox, and we turned it into a real basketball game. So it was dope. I know it's probably, now that we're speaking of it here, I know next time I go back out there in the summer, it's probably gonna be a bigger basketball game. So literally we're just starting it from scratch, and next time I go, it will be the third basketball thing. I think we can say
Listen,
it's annual now, right?
I'm like, I'm trying to figure out how to get a pardon and shit. I'm like, wait, I want in on this. Like, I'm a basketball mom. I feel like I can come and support with like a
Yeah,
cooler. I
yo,
might
I
do a
seen
couple
that.
layups or whatever. Right,
I
right. Like,
seen that. That's what's up. I seen your son out there on the court, so that was dope. That's dope.
Yeah. Well, and that's a whole other thing, right? Because when you're out there, like it's oh my goodness, like that's when I know I'm still a little bit ghetto. Is like I'm sitting there holding on to the edge of the bleacher, like trying not to make a scene, right? Everybody else is like so nice and polite, and I'm just like,
Yeah, I can't do
you
it.
know,
I can't do it, man. I like. I was just at the game for my son, and he got fouled, and then he made the 3 foul shots that he got fouled for.
yeah,
There's no way I could hold that in. I'm
no.
like, yeah, yo, like just, I'm cursing and everything. I'm like, I gotta go walk away because I don't want to be near the crowd because this kid's mom is right here, but he's on the other team. I don't want to hear that. Like, get away from me. Like, I gotta, like, yeah, I want to be where I can yell in peace. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no,
crazy.
I'm there with you. Like I've been trying to figure out how to like design like his jersey number for like a decal on my car and shit. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm here for
Right.
it. Like
For
here
real,
for
for
it.
real.
Yeah. Kids like,
And these kids really have a chance. They have a chance at this age. They can be anything they want to be. So if they want to be that, I encouraged it. You know what I mean? So my son's like, yo, I got a game. I'm there, bro. Like, I'm there. Don't worry. I'm there. You know what I'm saying? So, and I love to let him know that what he thinks is important is also important to me so that he don't feel like, oh, nobody cares. Let me not do it. Because I've never had a father to tell me, yo, let's go play ball or let's do this or do that. I've never had that. So I know what it feels like to not have that. So I make sure he don't have to feel that. And I'm present. Any game. I don't care where it is. I'll be there.
Yeah, to add value to them, it's so wild. Like the only thing that really makes me feel sick is like anticipating him feeling disappointed, because like there's so much to do. I'm just like, man, like I love you. Like I like, not to say like I'm obsessed, but I fucking made you with my body. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm kind of obsessed and it's just like, it's so intense, but I think it's so important because like I'm not saying I grew up without parents, but I definitely, like I emancipated myself when I was like 15. So, it wasn't there to do those things. And not only there, but when you're actually trying to survive, there's not really a lot of room to like have hobbies, right? Like no one really cares about learning how to do trigonometry when you're like worried about where you're going to get your next meal from and stuff. So yeah, for me, it's the same as you. It's just like, you want to like build up those comforts and that stability so that these things are like, it's not that big of a deal. Just drink some water, man, and go shoot some hoops, practice on Saturday. Like these are things we can do. Like games are for real. These are really things you can do. Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Easy. It's like, and how was that when to emancipate yourself at that early?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, it was necessary. It was necessary. I love both my parents and we have a great relationship, but yeah, it just was what needed to happen. I've talked about it a little bit before, but basically like they weren't given half-caste kids to the Black fathers back in that time, right? And so it didn't really matter what state your mom was in, especially if she was white. Like the mom always got the custody regardless of the situation, right? And so even if you had
if it wasn't good,
right, and even if you had a perfectly functioning, never touch drugs, don't swear, employed father, like it wasn't, that wasn't part of the conversation. And so we made choices and things like that. But here we are. You know what? Here we are going to college for a second goddamn time. You know what I mean? We graduated again, and we're fucking graduating again. So like we're good. We're
doing
good.
it.
Yeah,
and you're doing
yeah.
it. You're doing it. Like even right now, a lot of my people is just happy that I'm doing an interview with someone out the country, and you're just one of us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're just one of us.
Yeah, exactly. Well, isn't that the beautiful part of it though? Like, and we've talked about this collective a few times. It's like when you have people like I can't do what you do. I don't know how to do what you do. I have no idea, but I know how to do what I do, right? And so if we take the time to like put each other on, just even like, hey, I got time in this space. I mean, you and Skyler are great examples of that because you guys highlight each other on the fucking regular, and it's like that's how. Well, and that's another thing. Like you started this movement. You know what I mean? Like when you're like, oh, the wolves were there with the cooler. It's like, yo, my
with the
platform, like with the cooler, with the drinks, you know, whatever it is. It's like you created this idea out of something that was inherently, I don't want to say negative, because maybe it was a way for you guys to identify yourselves in the streets or in, you know, incarcerated or whatever. But you've taken this thing that's attached to this negative thing, might have been a safety whatever, but for real, like, you know, that's fucking troubling, right? Into this like power anthem. And I brag about it all the time. I'm like, you guys got to check this out. I brag about it in class. You guys got to check this out. How do you take this thing?
Thank you for doing that.
But that's what it is to be that's what it is to be thriving, right? Like and it's wild. We talked about we've talked about mental health, we've talked about men's mental health, and we've talked about, you know, Black men's mental health that comes specifically from single families, and there's like triangle theories and enmeshment and all this crazy shit. But basically what it breaks down to is that we rely on outside community to get to the same place that you would achieve if you just had two parents who actually like could communicate with each other, right? Our start line is way the fuck back there. And so if you're able to like make it to this place and also take the energy that you have, which is wild because you should be hella tired by now, and turn this into a positive thing to give back to the community, that's fucking winning. Like,
amen.
Right?
Amen. Winning over everything is really the mindset. If you wake up with that thought process of, hey, I'm just grateful for today. Now, starting off grateful will have it be at least an okay day, because you're just grateful that you get to even wake up. And I woke up in a cell. I remember I woke up in a cell so small, my hands could touch the walls, and I wasn't done stretching. Like, it was that small. It was room number 1, maximum seg P2. Have you ever been to maximum security P2 with that cell? No, it wasn't P2. P2 is Prudence 2. I was in maximum security segregation room 1 that's my first time ever going to maximum security. I got into a fight over the jail phone. Somebody told me they had the phone at 4:20. It was 4:15. So we had to fight about that because, bro, why are you telling me that? You got 5 minutes to go do something else. So I hung up early and nobody got that phone. You know what I'm saying? But they sent me the seg for that from minimum to max. And the cell was so small. I was like, this is crazy. Like, this is crazy. I'm like, yo, are all the cells this small over here? Because I was touching the wall and I had more room to let my arms out. It was crazy.
You got to turn all sideways and shit just to stretch like
that. Yo, bro. Yeah, it was long on the walking side, but this side, it wasn't. It was a bed, a desk, and a toilet. And I lived in that. So to wake up free, I got my daughter, I got my children.
You do.
I'm doing my shows. I'm doing so many great things. So I just wake up grateful, and that helps me just have great days just by waking up grateful, because I've seen that kind of cell. I'm fighting you for this cell phone. Now, you know, we got phones, but in the jail, I had to punch somebody in the face for the phone. And I didn't even win that fight. But I punched him first, though, to let him know, don't talk to me about this phone. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't win the fight. I had to go to the hospital because he really was a boxer. Like, I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. The guy punched me all in the head. You know what I'm saying? Then the cop told us cuff up. When the cop told me cuff up, man, I punched him again. Because you're really going to let this cop tell us the fight's over? Yeah, right. Hit him again. So, but I did have to go to the ambulance. It didn't work out for me. But, you know, don't talk to me about this phone in 5 minutes. That's the mentality I come from. Like, what? What? You know what I'll do to you, kid? So that's that. A fight for a phone sent me to the room so small I could touch the walls. And it was so traumatizing. I remember it to this day to tell you right now. Like, yo, this is crazy. And I never want my sons to have to deal with that. So, hey, I'll take every shot, every fall, whatever. If we got to jump out this building, I'm going to land on my back so you can make it. Like, I got you. You know what I'm saying? That's the energy I give my children. That's the energy I give the people I love. That's the energy I give the people I care for. So anybody that knows me, they know, hey, that guy's solid and I know he'll have my back. Anybody would tell you that if they know me. So my people, I'm grateful for all of them because I come from zero. So just being at one, I already win.
You told that story last time you were on here, and what's wild to me is that it actually is something that obviously resonated with you so heavy. And I'm curious to know. No, listen, like it, and again, it's something that I took with me because you said easily. You said easily. I would take that easily. I would take those steps easily. I would take that. I would do all of that the same way this time. I would do that again for my kids so they don't have to, right? Like I'm gonna,
Amen. Yeah.
like I'm gonna make sure that everybody eats first but me, like easily. And it's just the way that it's like you have to have been through some shit in order to say it that way. People don't just say shit like that. It's like you obviously, yeah, that like made a difference to you, and I appreciate you sharing that story, because now you're standing here with this mindset that's like super positive, and you're not worried about carrying some of these other negative things into like what you're doing. But I'm kind of curious, and like where was the shift? Because how do you go from just like smashing people out over 15-minute phone times, trying to like talk to your girl for 5 more minutes, to maybe not concerning yourself with shit like that as heavy?
I really think it all just comes with growth. Like, so just me growing up and being able to think before I act, it gave me a superpower. A lot of people don't think. So if I'm thinking and you're not, you're already lost. I thought of a million ways to get out of this scenario that you're walking into that I'm prepared for. Who's gonna win?
Yeah, you.
So I'm prepared. I think before I act. We got to stay calculated. When it's time for war, we protect the queen. So I don't gotta move. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know how we coming. So you don't know that because you're not thinking, you're not strategizing, you're not planning, you don't have a plan. If you don't got a plan and you're dealing with somebody who thinks before they even step outside, how do you get to me? It's not gonna happen. And I'm coming from the police raided every house I ever had until this time around, because yeah, you can meet me at my back door, come buy this crack. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't thinking about if they get followed from here to there or followed from there to me, and I never thought of it. Now that I think, we just gotta look at all aspects of it. Like, okay, you're going up against a machine that doesn't need sleep, doesn't need food. Now, how do you stay current with a machine that's designed to take you down? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't even have to battle this machine. I can stay in my own lane, my own zone, and the machine wants me to interact or acknowledge it. So I'm like, why? You don't pay a bill, you don't feed me, you don't do nothing for the children. I'm good where I'm at. So that's how I was able to maneuver from just a street guy to a real CEO businessman owning my publishing at WoeLife Music Group. Just having the thought process to think before I act. Like, yo, if you love your children, why do you keep getting put in jail? Like, are you retarded? It's like, so I'm like, yo, if I'm in jail, who's gonna make sure my sons are okay? Who's gonna make sure my daughter's okay? Who's gonna make sure their phone bills are paid? Who's gonna make sure if it's a bad month, they got something, some McDonald's this day just to get them through? Nobody's gonna do it like the father. So I think before I act, make sure my people know I care about them more than I care about the streets. So thinking, having that master class of just self-talk and thinking before you act is really gives you a superpower, a real superpower, for real. And when you're not the drunk person in the room, you see everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't even fake like I was drinking a cup of water just so I could let them think I'm not focused and I'm 10 times ahead of the whole situation. But they don't got to know it at that time. So it helped me stay focused and get a better deal, better offer because of how I was moving. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
I mean,
doing things like that.
That's a fucking wrap. I mean, there's the manuals right there. That's I don't know if there's much else to cover in today's topic discussion. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like that's the information. That's the information that a lot of people gatekeep, right? They're like, I'm not gonna talk about it. It's not
And
my
everybody
professional
can do it.
business. Yeah, exactly.
Everybody can
Like
do it.
yeah, how
Everybody
attainable
can
is
do it.
that, right? Take a fucking deep breath before you go on to react to something. I mean, it sounds easy now, but when you don't grow up like that, it's actually you got to practice at it a little bit, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I even come up to it in my like daily routine where I'm just like, oh, yep, nope, no thanks. I
Just
think I'm gonna go
gotta
this way
we
real
just
quick.
gotta
Like,
be still. We gotta be still sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Just gotta be still. Like Bruce Lee said, you just gotta be still. Because everything doesn't we don't gotta go for it. It will come to you. So you just gotta stay still so they know where it is to come. And I'm definitely WoeLife winning over everything. So it's solid, it's certified, and it's still standing from when I said it was gonna stand. So they're like, wow, this guy's really still going. The consistency that I put into it, it makes it undeniable. It's like, yo, we know he's gonna do that. It's his pattern. He's going to be what he said. I've been doing this 7 years now of staying consistent.
You're reliable, right? And it's funny
Yeah,
because
reliable.
yeah, that's what is that's what attractive about what you're doing. And I mean, I like it's yeah, I got to tell you the story really quickly because it's sweet.
Yeah,
Like,
I got time.
you know, so I'm going through music. I'm going through your new music. Congratulations
Oh yeah,
on
thank
what
you,
you've
thank
been
you.
about lately. Yeah, I mean, you know exactly what's going on. We'll listen to that in a little bit, but listen, like, holy shit, like I put it on and I don't say nothing to the kids because they're the critics, right? Like I don't say nothing to my friends. I don't say nothing to my spouse. I don't say nothing.
You
You
hit him with the bomb.
just
Like, what's
yeah,
up?
yeah. And it's funny because a couple of things happened. One, no one thought that it was everyone assumed it was just in the playlist already, right? Everyone was just like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. Like, you know, it just kind of and I was like, that's interesting. And then my son, who is a very harsh critic, he turned it up, which I just want to say again because
shout out to the young boy, turn me up, turn me up,
right? Like
love.
This dude is like he's so hard to impress. He doesn't give a shit, and he doesn't owe anybody an explanation for any of his behavior. And so right, and when so we had the music going, and then when I'm able to show them what's happening on the platforms, it's like you're such a fucking product, man. Like I didn't have to say anything. I don't have to explain
You're such
anything.
A fucking product, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right? Like, I mean, and she's a sweetheart. She's like 12 years old, and she's like, oh, they already been famous for a minute, right? Like, I'm like, yeah, for sure. Like, how do you?
They already been famous.
They
for
already
a minute,
been
right?
famous. I'm like, yeah, for sure, right? Like, that's wild. But it's a testament to what you guys have been doing because it's really impressive stuff and it's amazing. I mean, I'm still waiting on my merch, but we don't need to get into the details of that right
now. Yo, you're the realest. Thank you, man. Thank you. Oh, man. Merch is crazy,
right?
This really is. It really is.
Yeah.
Can you bring me my daughter, please?
Yeah, let's see her right quick. She's so sweet and she's in everything that you do too.
Oh man, and I do that because you know this is my baby. Look at this little fat baby. What's up,
mama? Look at you.
Look at my fat mama. Look at my fat mama. You see?
Oh yeah, she's like, I got the juicy boob. Hi, sweetheart. Look at you.
This is little Nala. She even got WoeLife merch already.
Yeah, I bet she does.
Yeah, my little fat boy.
Yeah, you tell Pops to send some up to Auntie KK up in Canada. We've been waiting.
Yeah. Love. Look, mama.
Hi,
look,
baby
mama.
Girl.
Look, mama. Yeah.
Hi, sweetheart.
Her name is Nala, but we was going for a boy and we wanted to name him Knowledge. So that's where we got the Nala and we spell it with the K for knowledge.
Yeah,
mama.
Smart. You
I
know,
love
but you
you.
got to educate, you got to
Yeah.
do this educated name thing and get these kids. You know, I was so concerned when I had my son. I was convinced that I was going to die young and I
Ooh,
wasn't going to be able, well, because we're from the same place. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Whew,
and
I feel you on that.
yeah.
Emancipated at 15. Whew.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. And just because I sound, well, it doesn't matter. But so I was convinced. I was like, what I got to do is I got to name him something that he, like, after I'm gone, like he can research and figure it out, and that alone will educate him, right? Like, so I
Yeah,
named him like,
that's dope.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I was like, okay, like, and then he'll wonder why I put these two things together, right? Because people don't put, right?
Yeah,
People don't put astrology and and the Bible together. Those things don't go in the same conversation, although they are the same conversation if you really know, right? And so
yeah.
I
All the way to the what is it, gematria, to give you what the numbers and really mean.
mm-hmm,
Breakdown.
mm-hmm. Right. And his, and if he wrote his name out, it would take him there, right? It would take him all the way there. And so I was convinced that if,
Mm.
it was my responsibility as
Damn,
his
Da
mom.
Vinci.
Right, right. But you got to listen. You got to code some shit
The
sometimes.
Da
Like
Vinci right there.
but you have to be like that, right? Because I'm like, I don't know if you're going to be super employable. Like, I don't know if you're going to be super employable, but you, at least it'll put you on the path of you being able to like get to where you need to be in life if I so happen not make it that long, like
and
we.
that's you thinking about the
Hmm.
future.
Yeah,
So if
yeah.
you thinking and preparing for it, you're actually helping your child,
Hmm.
and they don't know it. But hey, good thing you had somebody that thought about your future.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, good
exactly.
thing somebody thought about your future. So that's important. I didn't even know that, but that's dope.
Yeah, but don't you, I mean, you have the same affinity to to life. I mean, you put the same amount of energy into it. It might not be as cryptic as I am. I don't know. I'm a female, so we're a bit more emotional about shit. Men are
Yeah.
more rational, which is why, it works so well. But but there's something that's like, I don't know, there's like this responsibility again. I mean, you just taking the time to bring her on here, right? Making parenting cool,
My little
making
mama.
celebrating your children
Oh yeah.
cool. Like, we don't have to be out
Yeah.
here like trapping and doing all this shit and hanging out with our friends all the time. It's cool to be at peace and be comfortable and come in and sit down and hang out and kick your shoes off for a minute. Like, it doesn't always, you can be on the go all the time without being on the go all the time, right? Like, a
Yeah.
lot of
And
this happens in, well, like you said, like in stillness, right?
yeah, I feel like most people that's artists for their image, they wanna portray themselves as no responsibilities, and they're just rock stars, and they're
Hmm.
just living fast. And I'm doing all of that and still a current father. So I have no problem showing you, look at my child, like I'm proud of her. I'm at my son's basketball game. I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
So it's like I never got to do a basketball game with somebody cheering for me. So like I gotta do that. I love to do that, like, because I missed it. So I'm gonna do it from this side. And I feel like all of it's a blessing, because all the stuff that I missed makes me enjoy it even more. So in that sense, I thank the person who birthed me to even put me here and miss those games, because now I'm so strong that I'm not even mad at that person. Thank you. I understand maybe you had a bad time and you wasn't in the position to even do that. So I forgive you. I'm not mad or anything. Thank you though, because it let me know that those are really important areas that I need to pay attention to for my own children.
Yeah.
So man, I'm so good. I remember I was chopping up with my mans in from my projects, and I was telling them like, yo, bro, man, I even thank God that I get to eat this peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
PB and J's all day,
like,
baby. Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yo, I thank God for this sandwich, bro. Like, I remember the bologna with just mustard. Like, you know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? So I'm thankful I get to eat this peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I even pray over this for the molecules in it to know that I'm grateful that it's about to go in my body. Like, I'm on a different playing field. Like, I put out so much love that I don't even understand why you would be mad. But hey, you need to pray more. You know what I'm
But
saying?
some
Like,
people really do hold that grief. That's people really do hold on to that grief, right? People really hold on to that grief in like a really heavy way, and that's when it starts like, interfering with like, what you could be doing. But you talk about your, you we've talked about your parents before and maybe lack thereof, but your relationship with your mama, which is that enmeshment thing that I was talking about earlier. It's like the things that come from that are really interesting because sometimes it can teach us what not to do and sometimes it can teach us exactly what to do. And she holds such a pivotal place in your life. So when
Yeah,
you
my
put
mom
out
was everything.
yeah, so when you put out your first album, like
Toya son.
yeah, right. So when you put that out, like, because obviously your mindset has changed a little bit from there to there, and you're still respecting her a lot. But is there anything that sticks out in like some of your new music that maybe I had didn't catch that is like alluding to that
Um,
relationship?
when I say to my song Trust,
Mm-hmm.
like there was a time I didn't even trust my mom to hold my drugs.
Right.
So it's like now I don't got no drug near me that I need her to hold.
Yeah.
But coming from that particular time of my life and being a full-time drug dealer, I'm waking up to a drug deal call. Like that's my morning. I come from that. So living that life to where I'm at now with my mom, I FaceTime my mom because we both got iPhones now. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I FaceTime her and she's driving, and this is new to my life ever. Like my mom
Right.
was never a driver, no license, straight. She's not legit on the road. Now she is. So when I called her to show the baby and she's driving, I'm like, oh, look at you, lady. You're
Damn.
doing awesome. And now I don't sell her drugs.
Yeah.
But I was a drug dealer to her, my grandmother, my aunt. I don't care who you are. I'll sell it to you because I thought that was it. So from not trusting her all the way there, now like that song is like being able to trust. So I could even speak on it. You're the only one I trust. Like, you know, I gotta love my mom to trust anyone first. So having that love with her, let me be able to create songs like that. Let me be able to create songs like Sorry Mama. Because I have that communication with her now that I've never had. Because I used to just be a drug dealer and that's my daily life. Like I'm probably going, like at that time, I didn't even think of tomorrow. So I'm like, man, I just got to make some money today. And tomorrow is tomorrow. Like I don't even think of it. So trusting her now helped me grow because I didn't know anybody that I could trust in this world. So now having that relationship with my mom makes me a better person, makes me a better father, makes me a better son, a better listener, a better brother. Because my mom has 7 kids and I'm the oldest boy. So I'm naturally a leader. I have 6 other children that I'm the oldest boy to. My sister's older than me, but I'm the boy. So it was more harder, more responsibility. You're going to get your ass whooped first. Why is your brother doing that? It's your fault. Like things like that. And my sister had her dad, so she could leave on the weekend to her dad. I'm here. I got to stay here. This is all I got. So,
The escape.
you
Yeah.
know, it all goes back to loving and caring about my mom helped me grow. Cause it's like, yo, if you'll kick your own mother while she's down, you don't deserve to be up. And I was feeding her habit just to get a book. Look at that's a wrap.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
kicking your mom while she's down, you don't deserve to be up. Cause I was feeding her habit just to get a buck. Like real talk. You know what I'm saying? And that's how these raps usually come, real life situations. So when I give a message or a story like that, the streets can feel it because if you lived it, you understand. Like even in the tone of voice of how it's delivered, you're like, wow, I know that's real. So I just give it the authenticity that it deserves and that I feel like it's been missing. Because some people come off as drug dealer rappers. Some people come off as just rappers. I'm just a man and I happen to rap. So it makes itself.
Listen, we're gonna play that song real quick, but before we get to that,
Trust.
yeah. Like, maybe that's, and it's not maybe like that's why it resonates with people because it's like it's vague enough that we can associate our own lives with it, but it's real enough that we know that you've been through that. Right back to that feeling of like being inside
Yeah.
the cell and then appreciating people over,
And
not yeah.
and you've been through that. You've been
listen,
through it. Who would
that
you trust at those times to hold your drugs?
my mom.
You see
But
what I'm
that's fine
saying?
because she
Like,
listen. Like I wasn't
like,
going back to re-up unless I was collecting from her in the first place. So like I already know we've been.
yeah,
We're
like, so
not
it's like,
we're
yo,
not that
like,
far away from each
this is
other. Yeah,
crazy.
we are not that far away from each other. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
All right,
crazy because it's like, I love you so much. Can you hold my drugs? These are my lifeline. Like, I'll cash a food stamp card in for $100 to buy another 8-ball if I fall off. Like, that was the logic. Now I'm like, I could get $100 off streaming. I don't even gotta sell crack. I get money from YouTube now. You know what I'm saying? Like, YouTube pays me. And now I'm teaching my son how to get paid from streaming. So he already don't have to sell drugs. So it's like, you know, I had to literally go through it to learn it, to teach it to others. And I teach my son, so I don't mind teaching the other independent artists because I just want to see you do good. Because if you do good, maybe you do less crime.
Yep.
Less crime, less robbing that old lady's purse, less robbing that store, less pulling out a gun because that guy's chain's bigger than yours. I teach you how to get some money, bro. Come on, I'll show you how to get some money. I get paid from YouTube. I get paid from streaming. I sell merch. I do interviews. I get paid from shows. I got 5 different sources of income from music. So I don't just look for a drug deal like I used to depend on because of just growing and all the way back to the trusting and loving the people around me enough to want to be my best version of me to help them be their best version of them. Yeah. That shit real. That shit real.
Yeah, no shit. I love it. I'm
That
like,
shit real.
yep. We're just gonna run that shit on repeat and play it, pump it right into like all the locker rooms. We're gonna pump it.
Oh,
into, like, all the...
we gotta rewind too, because you said your son turned the music up.
Yeah, well, okay.
That's powerful because kids are, like you said, kids don't care about shit. Like, man, get the fuck out.
They don't.
But he turned it up. That's fire, yo.
Listen, Kodak Black.
Fire.
Like, I don't know.
Hey, that's a crazy record. That's a crazy record.
Like,
I'm just a dirty front of streets. For real. I should have sent you the radio version of that because I do got it.
No, you can't. You can, but that's the thing is that you can't. Like, so him and I, that's our language, right? That's the time when he gets to say the things that he would never say to my. He would never.
I like that. So you let him be free in the music.
Absolutely. There's never anything.
I love
like
that. I love that.
He came to me with this bullshit about Subway sex. I'm not gonna say the whole thing, so we'll probably get straight canceled off of Facebook. But this song that this kid made like a long time ago that had nothing to do with any of us. It was so wildly inappropriate. Anyways, my kid came to me like at like 7 years old, and he still plays this stupid ass song till this day. And it's like the funniest thing because it's when he's trying to push the boundaries. Like if I've been like restricting him all day on stuff, like, no, you can't go here, or you can, stay around the house, or blah, 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 blah. Then he'll like, he knows he can get away with playing this long ratchet ass song. And so it's just like, and now they've made like a sequel from it, like a part 2 and all this shit. The dude that made it's like a bit older or whatever. And it's just been this like ongoing theme in our life. But it says like every ratchet thing you could possibly think to say. Like, it's so fucking inappropriate. Anyways, I never winked, I never blinked, I never stuttered. I just let him play it. From 7 years old, he's been playing this song. And so now that he knew he could get away with that, right? Like, it's just been an open book. Like, whatever you want to play is cool. And I learn a lot, about him when he does that. And so when Kodak Black came on, I knew that it would catch his attention. I knew it was like edgy enough and gritty enough to like catch his attention. But it was I don't want to say repetitive enough, but it had enough of a melody to like keep the conversation going, to like for him to want to play it again. You know what I mean? Because the thing is it sounds like it's already been in our life for a while. Like, it was confusing to me.
That's a hit.
Yeah. I was like, wait a second. Like, it kind of fucked me up a bit because I'm like, I want to say, I don't want to say that it's like, oh, everything else. It doesn't sound like anything else, but it sounds familiar, so familiar that I feel like it's just always been here. Dope. And it was neat to be able to
the Akashi Records.
Right? Like, yeah. You, I don't know what frequency you were like dialed into for that stuff or whatever, but like there's other things happening in that song. And so for us as
So
like
much.
yeah.
Yeah.
So so intergenerationally, right? And we use a couple big words around here. I got to get practice up for my exam on Friday. So it's like, so for me to be comfortable with that and to be like stoked about it, know that you made that. No, I was just like, it's so cool to know that like this is what my friend's been up to. Like this is amazing. But then to also like play it and have my kid be like, what is this? I'm like, yeah,
That's lit.
yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out to the youngin, man. That's fire.
So yeah,
That's fire.
congratulations.
That's a great compliment for my whole existence that your child was like, hey, I'm intrigued by this.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I didn't know that. So the song's been doing great. It had great reviews, great numbers. It's just doing great. But to hear that real life moment, that's incredible. Thank you.
Yeah.
God is real.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. So it'll be forever checked into the memory bank. I know exactly where we were when that moment happened, because anybody that's heard that cut knows that that's it. Like everyone's going to be holding on to the things that you signed along the way, or like the t-shirt that you left at your baby mama's house that they just happen to hang out with. Like everyone is going to be running to grab on to like every little piece of Kinghansom, because that, you're not going to be hanging, fire. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to be hanging out for long. Well, but you already are. Maybe that's why it's amazing, because we know that you'll always be near us all. But I don't know. I was just like, shit. He might never answer my calls. He might be like out there doing it, because that's a real cut. Yeah.
I think we gotta stay grounded, Yeah. So it's like with all the success that I do have, I still don't wanna be a sellout or too big. So it's like, I'll always be me to the people around me until I don't recognize the people around me. Mm-hmm. So once somebody makes me feel uncomfortable, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But if I could communicate good, we got great communication. I understand you, you understand me. Your actions line up with your words. I have no reason to doubt you. Once your actions don't line up with your words, I don't put myself around that. I got to think about these babies. And if I feel if I feel like you because I really am great to the point where it's like, hey, some girl even like, shout out to the girl, I don't want to put her out there. She hit me up and said, yo, man, you're like the Nipsey Hussle of Rhode Island. And I was like, yo, chill, let me do my own thing. Yeah. But that's the love that she had for me. Yeah. And I'm like, shout out to Nipsey. I'm so grateful. But his story got cut short.
Yeah, it did.
I'm still thinking to build minds. But thank you for the compliment. I'm totally grateful. Shout out to Nip. I love Nip. Rest in peace. Shout out to his family. I'm totally grateful, but I don't want to walk in no one else's shoes. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to be known for what someone else did. I'm still building myself.
No, and I don't want to sit here and be like, she's, that's an ignorant thing to say, because she means it with all the love in the war, like all the love, right? But I don't think that anybody who understands like music in that way would ever pigeonhole into it. Like level wise, absolutely. I mean, there's people in the comments talking about you and Snoop Dogg right now. You being,
they are
Snoop Dogg. Yeah, listen, like people. It's not even like
Whoa. That's love. That's love. I appreciate everybody in the chat, man, because I couldn't do it without them. I know I couldn't.
Makes it just that much sweet, though, right? Like, especially, it just makes it that much sweet, right? Damn, congratulations. That's like, listen, we're gonna play the cut. Just because now just a little palate cleanser. But yeah,
which one are we playing?
Well, the one, because we were talking about your mama, so I feel like that's what we're going into. We are not playing Kodak Black, as much as I would love to play that on here.
Yo, shout out to Nikki, man, for jumping in the chat too. Benny Blades, there's so many people I see on this side. Calico, shout out to Calico.
Yeah,
DJ Lion, so shout out to DJ Lion. He's doing his thing, man. I seen the lion head that he has. That was your lion head.
I was gonna say, you mean my lion head? That would be, but those are one of those things. Those are one of those things. So that's my mama, right? Like that's how that happens. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if you know the whole story about how he ended up with it, but like that was like a poor decision made and ended up at the pawn shop, and then somebody else's mom made a good decision. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all that was. That had nothing to do with like
that's incredible.
Right where it's supposed to be.
And he picked the name, and he picked his name
long before,
so it's like yo, it's like
yeah. But I packed that fucking thing back from Jamaica, like, so I know where that piece of art came from. Like I brought it back my goddamn self. Like I know. Yeah. And so and I mean it's hand carved, so it's not like, oh yeah, that's really sweet, we both got some same shit off Temu or something. That's like a hand carved piece of artwork that I like treasured for a long time. So for him to be like Pinecase's first scholarship recipient, and to be able to support him in this way, and to go through all of these conversations and this music, and now he's doing festivals, and like
incredible.
We're just waiting in line trying to hang out with him. Like, I mean, it's amazing, right? And then just to casually be on it, was hanging out with Manny Vitale. Shout out to him. He was
Manny.
Yeah, he was like, we were hanging out in the green room, and we're like da da da, and I'm just like staring at this thing. Manny's like, what? And I'm like, that's mine. Like the spoiled little child in me was just like, hey,
that's mine.
What's happening? Right. So yeah, I mean, obviously, like I'm stoked that that's where that ended up, but I don't even know how many things had to line up in order for me. I mean, that started with me being excused out of the province and paying for all sorts of storage units and stuff, and then someone intersected that and took my deposit, and it ended up on someone's front lawn, and then it was just like crazy the amount of things that had to happen in order for it to end up in his music space. Yeah.
Incredible.
No, man.
Incredible. Yeah, that's how important you are to the universe, even if you don't know it. Like that literally motivates him on a higher frequency. And it was a gift you seen in the shop in Jamaica, and now it's something that motivates him. And he's DJ Lion, like, and I'm gonna work with this kid eventually. I know I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? His like to have a mom that's pushing you like that at that age. That guy is gonna do raves. I know it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna definitely work with him. Hey, DJ Lion, lock in, bro.
This is what's wild is like, so this kid, so he hit up the festival circuit this year in BC alone. Like BC on the West Coast, they have some of the wickedest festivals like in Canada. And it's so funny because even though he's like headlining, a lot of these have like kid stages inside.
And
like
how
other
old
stages.
Is he?
11. I've been calling him 10 for 100 years.
He's
right?
He's headlining at 11. It's crazy. That's incredible. I know guys 25 ain't headlining the rap shows
nothing.
Right now.
And been nothing.
That's incredible.
Nothing.
He's up,
like and doing so the mentors that he has and will always have, because they're like they're like friends of his mom's, but it didn't have to just be that. It was like these people really like stuck it out and was like, yeah, we're gonna help, we're gonna support this kid, and we're gonna get him doing things. Like now they're opening up spaces to make sure that like if they're headlining, that they're like sharing the stage. So even if he's like hanging out on a Sunday, all of a sudden he's hanging out, Friday, Saturday night they picked him up to do this other spot, and then he goes and does like his thing that he was already in. But like every time I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll catch up with you on Sunday. And then Calico's like, you're gonna need to go and check it out, we're already in here. I'm like, it's fucking early on a Friday, like what's going on? Like, so yeah,
that's lit.
Shout out to her.
That's incredible.
For just absolutely always being there and doing all the things, man. Just packing and unpacking that goddamn car is crazy to me. Driving all over the place with all this equipment and these kids, and yeah. So shout out to her. Shout out to DJ Lion. Thank you so much for
major love, man. Big ups.
Yeah.
Big ups on that. All right, now you said we're getting into we're gonna play this record, Trust, right?
Yeah.
All right, so the way I came up with this record was I was chopping it up with my mans, and I said, yo, I want to do something that I don't usually do, because usually I just straight rap and I'm giving you an authentic topic, and it's the grittiest, it's the realest. So let me see if I could tone it down and still have a powerful message. And we came up with Trust. I sent it out to my people down in Chicago. Shout out to Cypher Sick. and he put me in touch with these producers, and I sent them the beat, the vocals, and we get it back sounding like this, like ready, big, great song. So just having people near me that really take the time to listen, I wanted to show them I'm more than just rap. I could also talk to my loved ones, the people I love, and show that side. So that's where the song Trust came from, just having that real ear, knowing that someone's going to listen. So shout out to all my woes, just knowing they're going to listen makes me never have that stopping me, because it's like, yo, like, my people's going to listen. And if I drop today, I make their day better, because now it gives them something to look forward to and something to have to get through those times. In 2013, I tried to kill myself, took a lot of pills, beefing with my kid's mother at the time, and she said she's going to leave me, and I'm like, you're going to leave me? All the greatness I am and the things I've done, you're going to leave me? So I try to end it all, and I woke up in the hospital, took the IV out my arm, and was just making music in my head and walked all the way back to my projects. And but the music in my head made it okay, made me get through it. So I'm like, yo, I've been in that dark place where I wish I had something to get me through that day. Yeah. So when I drop, I know some of my fans and my woes deal with those things. Even if they're not comfortable enough to say it, I know those dark places. I see it on their eyes and their face because I've been in it. So it's like, hey, hope your day's well, man, because nobody ever said that to me. Nobody ever asked me or cared about my day. So if I do leave, why would you care? Nobody cared. So I make a point to care, and the music dropping for me is another way to show I care. If you check my history of my drops, I even drop a lot of things on my birthday because I want my birthday to be celebrated through music so you could be good. So I usually drop on my birthday new projects, because now when I get up that day, I could go work out to my new album, and I know other people can do it. So it gives me positive things just dropping this music. So, you know, all the way to making a song like Trust. This is my first song like this ever. So the music, man, I know it gets people through. Shout out to the woes, man. Hey.
You're the only one. It's hard to find trust. You're the only one I trust. You. So baby, can you hold my drugs? I'ma show you where the stash is. I'ma have you living lavish. You're the only one I trust. You're the only one. You're the only one. Baby, can you hold my drugs? Baby, can you hold my drugs? I'ma show you where the stash is. I'ma have you living lavish. You're the only one I trust. You're the only one. You're the only one. Hey. Give you these passcodes, you can really see how I live. You know me, you the one and only. When you ain't around, I be lonely. I love you more than this money. Give you these passcodes, you could really see how I live. Remember I was locked out, now a nigga locked in. She gon' do what I say, you would think I'm Simon. I don't want her to do shit, but whatever she wanted. I wanna give my trust, you break it. Please don't break it. Please don't get it mistaken, please don't get it mistaken. I wanna give you my trust, you break it. Please don't break it. Please don't get it mistaken, please don't get it mistaken. You're the only one I trust. So baby, can you hold my drugs? I'ma show you where the stash is. I'ma have you living lavish. You're the only one I trust. You're the only one. You're the only one. Baby, can you hold my drugs? So baby, can you hold my drugs? I'ma show you where the stash is. I'ma have you living lavish. You're the only one I trust. You're the only one. You're the only one.
That song's crazy.
Oh my God. Like, what the? Yeah. You like, I don't know who you've been hanging out with, but like, that is wild. It's a whole other vibe because I mean, the rest of it's pretty like street, but that's like a whole other like, let's just like sit up in the smoker session and just like kick it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
and I named the project "Can We Smoke in Here?"
yeah, which is just
it's crazy. Like it's
so
all the way back to the drug theme of it all. And with me being on tour, it's like that's what we ask all these venues soon as we get there, because you know that depends on my comfortability in this environment.
right.
So it's like, yo, can we smoke in here? And if you listen to the whole album, I was on an edible when did that story that happened. I was on an edible and it really happened. I ended up on a Charlie Brown's roof, and the yellow bird came and I fell off the roof. And then I'm like, oh shit, like I ended up like falling, but I was falling forever. It was like, yo, when am I gonna stop falling? You know what I'm saying? It was crazy.
Listen, you have the best interlude voice. Like when that came on, I laughed so hard. First of all, it's a great story, but you have the voice for those. Like that's what I mean. Like you've already been here. Like it's just so goddamn familiar. Like it reminds me when you were telling that story, it reminds me of like the secret track on like 2001 or something. You know what I mean? Like you wait, right? Like that type of shit. Like it's just so comfortable to listen to. No, I love it. That's hilarious. That's funny. Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to keep cutting you off. I just get really excited.
No.
Like
you
really
good. Remember, this is your show. I'm a guest. I'm grateful to be here.
Sorry for cutting you off.
Yeah, you good.
I just when we get to you know when we get to talk about projects that we actually get to see like that and then sit with the person, like, listen, I don't get starstruck, and obviously we know each other, like,
yeah, you're my friend.
Excited to hear exactly, so it's not like that, but I'm like, man, I would love to study a thesaurus just to be able to explain it better, because there's things that I'm so spoiled, right? My DMs are full of music and projects and can you please read this and check this out? Like I am like so spoiled. But when you come across something that you know is gonna go, it's just such a cool feeling to know. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah.
Calico was saying the same thing. She said all the kids are gonna love that. I said, that ain't for kids. She said, no, I just think I'm old.
Yeah.
But, shout out to my brother, man, T Cali, the guy who got me rapping. He just texted me. He said he's watching the show. There's so many comments and things everywhere. I don't know where he is or if he's on YouTube or Facebook, but he said he's watching the show. And I just wanted to give him a big shout out, because he's the guy that got me started with music. So music has literally saved my life. And I just want to give him his flowers, because, you know, he might not have as much confidence as me today, but I got this confidence from him. So thank you, bro. And, you know, you say you tapped in. I just wanted to give you your flowers, man. T Cali, a.k.a. Noodle, the coolest kid on Evan Street on my block with a skateboard. Before it was Lil Wayne with a skateboard, rapping when rapping wasn't cool. He was a rebel on my block, and I looked up to that kid, man. And he said he's watching this interview right now. So thank you, T Cali. I love you, man.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Listen, thank you to everybody that's hanging out with us, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook or catches us on the rewind. Yeah, it is massive. Obviously, it wouldn't mean much to come and sit out here and do all this if it wasn't for you guys. Since we've been hanging out here, people have actually even hit it up in the DMs just to say, sorry, I had to get back to work. So shout out to the people who like took the time, took their break just to come and kick it with us and like show some love. That's massive. Obviously you got to make your money and keep your lights on, but like to take the time out and to come kick it with us, that's amazing. So thank you for that. Yeah. And I'm going to take this opportunity to talk about the Pinecase warm line real quickly. If you guys are struggling and maybe your friend didn't answer the phone, or it's something you don't really want to talk to them about, you know, because obviously we're living in a stigmatized world, and sometimes it's tough to go to like, you know, or people that are closest to us with some of the things that we are struggling with. You can go ahead and text or call 250-289-3948. Just give us your location. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be that crazy. We don't need your social insurance number and your address or anything like that. So go ahead and give us your location, not your street, but like the city. So we can go ahead and check for the resources in your area. We'll add them to the conversation. So that way, when you leave, whether it's Calico or myself or one of our other beautiful volunteers that you reach, you leave with the information that you need. We always follow up and contact you guys the next day to make sure that you're okay. But again, like, don't hesitate to call. That works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Somebody's always there for you. So that's the Pinecase warm line.
And with that being said, now can you tell them where the Pinecase number originated from?
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's my old trap line. It's
that's incredible.
Yeah.
Your old trap line is now the warm line, safe line. Like, that's incredible.
How else do you do that? I mean, when I left the situation, I everything that I thought that I knew, all these things that held value. I mean, that phone was probably worth 15 grand, right? I could have sold it. Like, it was like
that's big boy shit right there.
Like, I mean,
yo, so for real, if it's worth 15, that means it's doing bigger than that. Like, yo, it's a quick 15 because you're gonna make that back, bro. Like, so that's you know what I'm saying? To come from that and really change your life, and even giving me a platform today, this is what it's all about. And I'm not where I want to be right now financially, but God knows why, and so do I. And that's why we gotta go through all of this, like having that heavy money to losing the heavy money and getting it back the right way and really change people's lives. And I'm so impulsive, like I be jumping out on, like I remember I jumped out on this lady I seen walking with her baby just to give her money, and I scared her. And I'm like, yo, I come from a single mom. I just wanted to give you this money I had in my pocket. No. And you got to stop doing that. Like, you can't just do that. But I was doing it like when I was trapping, I'm just take the money. So I didn't even really care about the money. It was just, I got to eat today. That's it. I got to eat today. Now it's like, nah, bro, you gotta do these things the right way. Like, you can't just buy that girl van. She doesn't know how to drive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm ready to buy the van because I see a baby walking. Like, nah, like, I'm gonna save the baby. And you can't do that. These people have to go through the steps of getting car insurance, registering a car, valuing it so that they don't just wreck it or not care about it. So if you just give it to them, it doesn't mean nothing. So that's where I learned, hey, sometimes if you take a butterfly out the cocoon, their wings ain't ready to fly. It's going to die. You got to let them get out their own cocoon. And I had to literally learn that and reteach it to myself more than once just to know, hey, you can't help everybody. If they want it, they got to help themselves too. And that's the people that's around me now. They work harder than me. So it's like, yo, okay, still shopping still. Skyler Ray, he works crazy hard. AC2 Code, he works crazy hard. My boy Cypher, he works crazy hard. Freddy Black, he works crazy hard. That's what I'm saying. Like, the people that I'm next to, we talking about how can we better each other or better the environment. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I only like to be around people with that mentality, because if I'm working harder than you, you don't want it as much. And literally all the way to, you cannot help that butterfly out that cocoon. You can't even cut the thing open a little.
No.
Because then their wings ain't gonna be strong enough to carry themselves. Mm-hmm. So
no, I hope you know, like, look, take the notes. Like, these are what you're talking about is a strength-based approach, right? You're saying, like, we can give these people tools, but we need to be able to show them how to use the tools. And the only way to do that, because no one wants to listen, is to show them, is to give them and give them a little bit of space to make the mistakes, and then try again and try again and then try again. And when they start to figure it out,
it makes them stronger.
Yeah, it makes them stronger. And so you don't have to just leave people out here struggling, but like to just drop a bunch of stuff on people. Like, I mean, that's how we end up with like these wild overdose deaths and all these things. People out here, they don't know how to handle it. And I'm not saying that people can't handle their own life, but we're human, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
not the way it goes. And if you guys really want to support your people, like that's the way to do it. And to not necessarily shine a light on all the shitty things that people are doing. We can focus on the good things and talk about those things. You know, when your people are driving you crazy, because we're human, like you don't necessarily have to be like, you know what, you're stressing me out. You can be like, you know, the things that you're doing are causing me to be a little, you know, let me separate myself for a second. You don't have to blame
Yeah.
shit on people all the time. Like we don't have to, like, oh,
Yeah.
you're pissing me off or you're doing this. Is like we can take a little bit of accountability in ourselves and change the narrative a little bit, because those little bit of thing, those little pieces of language can change how people address you and treat you, and then in turn how you treat other people, right? Like we don't need to necessarily like take each other out all the time and and hold everybody on these massive platforms, and when they slip up it's this big deal. It doesn't have to be that serious. Like we really can just like be near each other and allow each other to get through it and then come out the other side. And you're talking about like playing basketball. It was like, you know, it started off as just an idea and a
Mm-hmm.
joke, and we were just kind of going back and forth, and it was not that big of a deal. But like that's how, you know, 27th annual da 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 happen, and people come cruising in from all over the place and jet set. I mean, you already been jet set into those spaces, so like the example is already there. You're telling our youth that it's achievable stuff, and you guys aren't doing it by paying all the bills for everybody. You're like, yo, this is when it is. This is when we
Mm-hmm.
can, you know, this is how you can listen. If you got like a six pack and you got like a couple sandwiches and you got a couple bags of
Yeah.
Cheetos, then we all got a little piece of something, and we all can hang out, and all of a sudden someone turns on music, we got like we got a gathering, we got a party, you know, like that's
Yeah. It takes a
that's the good
village.
stuff. Yeah, that's the good
It
stuff.
takes a
Yeah.
village. It
Yeah,
definitely takes a
absolutely.
village. And I think just being good with yourself, you can be better for others, because if you're not good, then you know that anger could come off. Like someone could say, hey man, you want to chill today, but because you don't feel good inside, you're like, nah, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? Now that being down can affect the friendship that somebody might really care about you.
Yeah.
But because you're not able to express yourself to them and say, hey, I'm not feeling good today because of X, Y, and Z, now you're not opening up. So now you're shutting down, and now the friendship can be dying if you do that more than once. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey man, you sure you're okay? Like, just follow up. Like, just ask the question. They probably just want to see that you really care, and then they'll tell you what's really going on. And that's how I've been able to have great friendships, because I show that I genuinely care. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in a happy place myself, so I have the energy to care. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, check on your people, man. Check
Check
on your
on
people.
Absolutely. Like, look, and a little bit of preparation goes a long way. Like, you know, setting yourself up for success, right? Like, I used to struggle so bad. I don't want to. Why do I have to get ready? Why do I have to do all this stuff to get ready for the day? Like, I don't see nobody in a day. Like, none of the things that I do are interacting with people. Like, why does it have to be like that? And then I started like setting myself up the day before, right? And then all of a sudden, the things that I'm doing that I'm setting myself up with, say it's like, you know, like doing a facial or lotioning whatever, right? It's like all those things that like prepare me for tomorrow. I know that they sound simple, but they actually start to feel good, right? They start to feel good, and then that actually turns into like a self-care routine. And I know that there's these big words that, you know, these terms that being mindful and all this shit that are like trending words, but really all that means is to be intentional about what it is that you're doing. Like you don't have to anticipate your day for the whole day. You don't have to, oh, at 3 o'clock I got to do this. You can actually start setting yourself up for that the day before, right? Like drink your water, wash your face, brush your teeth, go to bed. I mean, those are simple things, but when you wake up, you're already like, you're okay. All right, cool. What do we got to do? We got to, you know,
Yeah.
Primp a little bit, do our thing, eat some breakfast, and now we're ready to go. When the thing comes at 3 o'clock, you've already done 8 or 9 things. You've already
Mm-hmm.
been outside. It's like by the time 3 o'clock comes around, you're not even worried about getting ready for that thing at 3 o'clock, because it's already, your day is already going. So that little bit
Yeah.
of like self-love and that little bit of like preparation can go a long way. And I think it sets you up for success in your relationships with your friends. I mean, how many times you're like, no, I ain't gonna do that. And really it's just because you don't have enough time to get ready, or you haven't shifted your mindset enough to then go out and hang out or whatever. It's like but if you were prepared the day before and you've already started your day, to go and hang out for a half an hour, is not that big of a deal, because your day is already moving. Your day is
Yeah.
already moving. It's not that big of a deal, right? And I think it's important to talk about that because a lot of us be stuck inside.
And
Not doing
motion
much.
creates motion. So it's good. Like I said in the beginning, staying still doesn't mean you don't have the motion. That's why I said, like, if it's war, protect the queen. You know, so because you don't got to do much. So, but even to say protect the queen, you have to have a team. So like the team I have now, they don't want me to fall. So they're doing everything in their power to make sure the guy that has their back, his back is had. Because they're like, yo, this is the guy that got me. I know it. Like, yo, I could, if somebody needs to get bailed out of jail, I built a relationship with the bail bondsman, and to the point where it's like, hey, you know what, bro? I'm feeling generous. It's Christmas. Get a guy out. That's bail's 100. Don't even tell him who it's from. So I built that already from being on this side 7 years. So when my friend's there, it's like, hey, go get my friend, because he might have slipped, but I want to know we didn't forget him.
Yeah.
Because I've built that relationship from, my first time getting locked up in the ACI. I had I don't know if it was the first. I had so many incidents, but the one that I know most recent in my brain when I think of that was bailing out of jail for $50,000 with surety with this guy, with the bail bondsman.
Yeah.
And it was for I don't want to even say, but it was 50,000. I bailed out, and I was like, wow, this guy has the ability to come get me out without a judge. I need to be nice to this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like just being nice to somebody who could get me back to the streets, to the point where now I don't go to jail, but I still have the relationships of somebody I know went in there. Hey, bro, like, I ain't going to be paying your bail left and right, but hey, you made a mistake. It's not the end of the world. Get out, do better. You don't owe me nothing. Yeah. I've done that because I wish somebody did it for me.
Listen, we've been doing that for you know how many people, once you've been on house arrest, I know that being inside is no good. And I know a lot of girls get off on house arrest, so we don't have to get into the details of all of that stuff. But right now they've been handing out some hefty, like 24-hour, 7-day a week, like you're not getting permission for nothing type of shit. And I don't really know why, like what shifted in Corrections Canada, because it never was like that before for like first time offenses. Like, I don't know what's happened, but anyways, I think I don't know. Anyways, doesn't matter. But
I didn't know Canada was so strict.
So they have like this, like if you can pull it off, then you don't have a criminal record for your first time offense. But in order to get through it, you get like 18 months of being heavily monitored, and like it's like wild, like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Whereas some people go in and they get, they might get house arrest, but it's like from 10 to 2 and they can still go and work and all this stuff. It's not that big of a deal. But it's like, 5 or 6 females now that I've talked to, and they're like, I got 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no permission slips, no nothing. Like, unless it has to do with mental health or straight up employment that like I already had, they don't want to hear about it. And then it was just like, ding, ding, ding. Like, whoa, run that shit back. What about mental health? Because we've already been out here for a second, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's already there. And I don't want to jinx it for anybody, but like, wait. Like, that's what we're doing. Like, it's a registered company. Like, why can't we create a space where maybe we need help with you at a music festival or something like that. And so like that's how it started, right? It was just like, okay, wait, how we can do this? We can write off some hours because we can account for them, and we can
basically community service.
Put them in there, yeah. And then so it started off as community service, and now it's turning into like, cannot wait until I'm like a certified clinician, because that's going to change everything. But in the meantime,
don't not answer my calls then on your side.
No,
you feel me?
Right? No, but like that's the beauty of it, though, right? Because it's like there is some of this stuff is worth value, and like I'm just like, no, we got to utilize this. Like we got to take advantage of this information that I'm sitting on, So yeah, no, that'll always be open. That door will always be open. But yeah, but in the same way that you can go and like pay these people's bail, or just like give them back a little piece of freedom. I'm like, wait a second, we can also offer that to, you know what I mean? We can carve out like an 8-hour shift and sign in. And even if I have to like be there to make sure that you ain't doing nothing stupid, like I've been there. I know what it feels like to sit on house arrest and nobody coming to save me. I know what it feels like to have to ask for permission, and they're like, you got 45 minutes to go, to a counseling appointment and get a SIM card from Rogers, and then that's it for the next 18 months. Don't ask us again.
Oh, we're violating you.
Yeah, like we're gonna breach you, and that's it. Like, so I've been there, and so once I realized like we can utilize Pinecase to give people this like little bit of freedom, and it is, I mean, what is more mental health than than that? But we could do it in like a legit way. I was just like, yeah, this is it. So the trap line is the warm line, and
trap line to the warm line.
Yeah, the trap line is the warm line,
and that's incredible.
And we're
That's
here.
incredible.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tasty Cupcake too, man. And the YouTube comments. I'm totally grateful for you chiming in with us today. Thank you to everybody that came in with us.
Everybody, yeah.
It was lit. It was lit, man. And again, man, shout out to you guys for just having me. Thank you guys for playing my song. Man, I'm Toya's son, man. So they used to make it seem like my mom's kids wasn't good enough to be part of the family. You know what I'm saying? So I love the family that I've been building. You know what I mean?
You're making me for everybody who has ever been something else. And I know that there's people in this comment section that's been that. I mean, I was Darla's daughter forever, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like when I wrote up your bio, and I was like, for everybody who's ever lived under their parents' name tag, whether it's pressed or not, that's a certain type of people. So yeah, so thank you everybody for coming and hanging out with us and kicking it with us. Thank you so much, Kinghansom, for being so transparent and telling us all the things and the experience. Thank you for donating your time. We take it really serious around here. So anybody that sits over there, we know what your time is worth, and so we take it as an absolutely taxable donation straight into the bank. So thank you for supporting the kids. Our Pinecase scholarship applications, they did close officially September 30th. And so that's all wrapped up, you guys. We did get a couple more trickle in through the email, and we're going to let them slide because
that's dope. That's fire.
Yeah. Fire. So
that's incredible. Like for real, that's incredible that you're doing that for kids. Like that's fire.
Thank you.
For real.
Yeah, well, I mean, if there's anybody in the comment section who wants to be part of the scholarship committee, we're looking for volunteers because this year we got more than enough applications to read through, and so go ahead and send us an email because we're putting out official posts here, trying to look for a couple of people that'll be on the scholarship committee. But yeah, I'm super proud of everybody that has helped, who has donated, who's taken the time to contribute to the scholarship. It's been it's just been absolutely heartwarming.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Well,
before we go, right? I was chopping it up with this new lady, and she was telling me that she wanted me to give some insight to kids to help them write a rap about Black History Month. And I was like, that's incredible. I can't believe you thinking of me to do that. So by just me staying in this lane with my music and being consistent and current, I'm getting opportunities like that, like where they want me to help the children for raps with Black History Month. And they think, hey, that's a good candidate to help. So shout out to everybody over there. I'm in the middle of making that happen. It might not be the scholarship right now, but getting them in the right direction.
Wait a second. Like how rude of me. Listen, I should be asking you these questions. Like, what is happening in your life right now? And like, what should we be looking for? I assume that you keep us posted because you're so good at doing those things. But yeah, please, like, because that's a massive deal. And like I said earlier, before we even started this, like I take advantage of things that you're doing all the time. I mean, I might have played some of your guys' music for psychotherapists this morning.
Yeah, thank you. That's incredible. That's incredible. 8 a.m. That's incredible.
But that's love, right? I mean, the products.
Yeah, nah. That's incredible that you even take the time to show them, hey, these are what my guys are up to. You know what I'm saying? So that's phenomenal. And for me, how I even got here was I met you guys through Skyler. And then Skyler is the guy who always tells me, hey, bro, you gotta branch out and do these things. So, him being one of my peers showing me it's okay to open up and be vulnerable and do those things. It's like, yo, bro, thank you for telling me it's okay to do that, because I'm coming from no male role model ever. So I don't know that it's okay to do that. You know what I mean? So thank Rezo for even letting me come here without him feeling like, oh, those are my people, bro. Why you over there? Like, he's like, nah, bro, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of friends we need, the ones who push us to be our best. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, shout out to Pearl Handle too, man. I know she's in the chat. She's a artist doing her thing out of Boston. She's staying focused, and she still makes time to come to my shows, still make time to check out my interviews, still play my music. So I'm totally grateful, and thank you for always having my back. One time we was in a club, somebody just out of nowhere, I don't know this person, just punched me. And I don't know the person, never seen him. I'm like, what the hell is going on? What? She got me out of there. Yeah, she got me out of there. And we could have reacted and bombed the building. I said, you know what? Just get me out of here. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, Pearl. I know I might have said it, but I wanted the world to know, like, she has that kind of soul. Mm-hmm. She has that kind of spirit. Like, she really had my back when I was just like, yo, I think I got to resort back to violence. And she was like, nah, you don't have to do anything. I already love you for who you are already. Like, oh, damn, thank you. So she's in here. I just want to say thank you for, tapping in and just, making yourself present. But yeah, with what's going on with my life, I got I got a song dropping tonight with OMF Block. We dropping a new project that I engineered for him at midnight my time. So I got a new song dropping tonight. Then on the 17th, I got a show with Freddy Black. Freddy Black's not in the group chat or in the messages, but he's probably in the studio working. So shout out to Freddy Black. We're doing his album release party. I'm on that album with him. Then I just teamed up with Polo Revenge. He's gonna be dropping 30 tracks on Halloween on his album called Polo Revenge, coming out under WoeLife Music Group. He's dropping 30 tracks. Holy shit. 30 tracks, man. He's my nephew. So whenever he hits me up, I make the time to let him know he's important. And I canceled the whole schedule and uploaded his whole project. 30 tracks. Yeah, that's coming out on Halloween. So shout out to my nephew, Polo Revenge. Just staying motivated, man. And remembering, for me, I'm remembering that the children are watching me, even if they act like they're not. So I lead by example and keep that in mind. Because they're watching us. They're trying to learn. They're trying to learn how to fly.
Yeah, they are.
They're trying to learn how to fly.
It's so funny. This whole conversation, I've been like practicing my listening skills, like practicing my skills, because I'm like so hyper focused on. Because I've been so hyper focused on the sound bites, right? Because when I go to edit this later, like the way that you come with it, I'm like, oh, you're street enough for the delivery to land with everybody, but you're knowledgeable enough that it fucking makes sense. And so for the last hour and a half, I'm just like holding, because I'm just like, okay, like let this be like a clean minute and a half. Like this makes me, you know what I mean? Like so like it's really tough for me to do that sometimes. Just like sitting here biting my actual tongue. But yeah, no. You're just such a beautiful human being, honestly. Like you're just such an absolutely beautiful human being. I appreciate you so much. It does not take a lot to want to find something good that you're doing. I'm super proud of you that people are looking for you for for the kids and in such a big way. So please keep us posted on what's happening with that, because I want to be able to talk about it and make sure everybody up here knows what's happening with that. That's absolutely amazing. This project, this little piece of 30, dropping 30 tracks.
30 tracks.
Listen, he must. I don't know when anybody's been sleeping, but that's absolutely wild.
Yeah, the team has been working, man. Everybody's been working. It's like we all pulling each other, man. Yeah. So, and for him to hit me up with that and say, yo, can you help me get this project out to the world? It's like, yo, this is what I said back to the beginning. I'm consistent enough. They know what I have the capability to do.
Yeah.
So even my nephew, he's younger than me, but he's like, yo, can you help me? If you can't help me, I'm gonna do it myself. My response is, hey, I want you to do what you think is best for you. What do you think is best? And he's like, yeah, handle that for me. Gotcha, no problem. No problem. I love to see it, and I pray this is the one that gets him out of here. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, because that's what it's about. Like, you don't gotta keep the knowledge to yourself. You can give it away because it's all already here. It's all from the Akashi records. Like, it's nothing new under the sun.
I've been saying this forever. I mean, my dad's a musician, and I always find it so interesting when he gets tapped in. I'm like, oh, there he goes. Like, because it's like there's something that happens. Yeah, right. I'm like, there's something that happens. Like, where does that information come from? And obviously, it already exists because no one. And it's not just with music. It's with movies. Like, I just find it fascinating. How do people just write movies? Like, they just sit down and write a whole goddamn story with like plots and all of this shit that like come together in like this cinematic way for us to just to view and experience. That's insane. That's insane. And it's the same. Yeah. It's the same thing with you guys, right? With your music, like you think of all the different layers and all the pieces that have to come together in order for us, you know, the consumer, to experience it in the way that you want us to experience it. And I just find that so fascinating that some humans are capable of that and some humans haven't figured out how to quite do that yet. And so, yeah, it's really neat that you know, not only are you doing that, but you're also able to share the space with your family, and these kids are coming to you and they're like, you know, hey, because we're getting older now, right? Like, we're not.
Yeah, I mean, we're the uncles, we're the aunts and uncles. we gotta make the cookout, or there's no cookout.
Yes, that's right. Like, yeah.
And I for a minute, I was telling that to my brother, like, yo, bro, you know this? You know what I noticed? Like, if we don't say there's a cookout on the 4th of July, there ain't one.
There ain't
like,
one, nope.
Like, we're the uncles, like, and you have to accept that. Like you gotta know, like, yo, you're literally dictating the future with your actions today. So what I show my nieces and nephews, my children, they're gonna mirror it regardless of knowing. So subconsciously, that's why I said they're watching. Like, my nephew raps, my niece raps, my son raps, my baby son wants to rap. And I'm like, wow, like, they must have been watching me, because what you just want to rap? Are you serious? Are you sure? And they're rapping. He got 30 tracks coming on Halloween with the artwork, everything. Like, he had the album artwork, got these songs named, and he's like, yo, this is the release date. So yeah, it's like, I can't turn that down. And my goal is to be in a position one day where I tell him, you know what? I got this amount of money for you. It's going to change your life. You're going on tour. Your kids are situated. Everything's straight. Go here. You don't need nothing from you. And I'll do that now with my finances at zero. I'm still making sure he can smile through my finances at zero. So what you think I'm gonna do when my finances are unlimited?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the people who deserve it all are the ones who will make sure the village is good.
Yeah.
You know, we wasn't kings. We were chiefs. The chief of medicine, the chief of the marijuana, the chief of, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then they brought us down from chief to king. Some of my ancestors don't like that there's king in my name, because we're not king, we're royal. Right. Royal is the chiefs, the sanctrums, the Ninegrids. Like, I'm from that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a descendant of King Tom and Queen Esther, the royal Narragansett bloodline Indians. So my name is Kinghansom. One of my aunts was called Handsome Hannah, and I'm a descendant of King Tom and Queen Esther. Queen Esther and King Tom got married in Newport, Rhode Island, 500 gun salute with the governor at the time. So I'm literally from a royal bloodline, so I know I'm worth it, even if they only see the dirty Kodak Black in me. This is where the song Kodak Black is from. You don't gotta love me. Even my daddy didn't. But I ain't tripping. I'm on that back block with my people hanging. You know what I'm saying? So, and how I made that song, I just closed my eyes and said what I felt. Didn't write that song. And that's why I say a lot of this comes from the Akashi records, because it's here. It just comes through me as a vessel to give to my people. You know what I mean? That's why you say you heard it before, because I just channel it. That's the great feeling where your baby would turn it up, because he's like, wow, there's something in that. And I don't know, I can't tell you what it is. I just close my eyes and give you the record. Like, to sit down and write takes away from the source. I don't write it. I just give it. And then, because I own the studio, we can fix it and mix it later. Just get the vocals right now. That's what we do. For real. So it works for me to just keep channeling that energy. The more I channel it, the more I find my people.
Do you think, like, so when you're talking about that, because I've been hanging out with my grandpa quite a bit lately, and he keeps talking to me about like the history of Black people, and there's actually a lot happening right now in Africa with all of that stuff, because now we have like our passports, right? Like if you have citizenship anywhere else, so someone like me who's got Jamaican citizenship, we actually default into this like new African passport thing, which is like super wild. But anyways, aside from that, like there's a whole piece of history that nobody actually knows about, and it's like before this imagery that we know it to be, it wasn't uncommon for Black people to be royal. Like it wasn't uncommon in very common places. We're not just talking about like in some crazy little, speck of a place way in Tuktoyaktuk. We're talking about like places that are like commonly known now, like places in Europe, places like before
Russia.
Yeah, exactly. Like places before it was so bred out to be sterile and like a little teethy, you know what I mean? And so it's wild to me that like, it's just so important to have you talk about it, because there's kids like that don't know about it. I mean, my generation doesn't even know about it. So my kids certainly don't hear about it. I mean, yeah, so it's cool that you're like keeping that part alive in that conversation. It'll make people go and Google some shit, because we need to talk about it. We need to go and Google it even, actually. It's actually Google, like at that point.
Google don't even have some of this information because they don't want this information on Google. That's why they burnt a lot of those buildings and old libraries and took down those bells.
Yeah.
Because the bells ringing get you to that frequency with the vibration where you can be healed. The bells on top of churches were for healing. If you notice now, there's no bells on these churches no more, and it's lower frequencies where you stay in the red areas of your chakra.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all the way back to trying to keep the people in a colonized mindset, because it really wasn't about that when the Moors took over the land. Well, not took over, when the Moors owned their lands. You know what I mean? It wasn't about anything like that. And the peace treaties that they did sign said anybody of Moorish descent or native to the land, those laws don't apply to those people. That's why nowadays you see some people get pulled over and they be like, oh, those laws don't apply to me, because the world's waking back up. And they still get arrested right now, but it's going to take probably 10,000 of them to take that sacrifice for one of them to really work with them. And now it could work with his children and then his children's children to get it back to, hey, I don't agree to that. You know what I'm saying? Because when they give us the birth certificate at birth now, it's, you're coming through the mother. She's the ship. And then you see a doctor because you dock from your mother ship. You're coming from a higher thing. You don't come from your mother. You come through your mother.
Through.
And that and that's what the Moorish people were teaching. Like, hey, this is why I say the Akashic records have all of this already. Even to the point where they're saying AI is artificial intelligence, or is it remembered intelligence? Because the Wi-Fi on your phone, if you put it upside down, it's a pyramid, and they have Wi-Fi in the pyramids. So what are we really talking about? Why are you selling me something that if I know the code to get in, it's free? See what I'm saying? Wi-Fi costs you money, and it's crazy. My family just got into a fight over shutting the Wi-Fi off in the house because some kids missed school. They fought for the Wi-Fi. Like, you can't turn that off. I live here. But you're a kid that didn't go to school, and they fought for the Wi-Fi. But I say that to say, Wi-Fi has existed before me and you,
right? Yeah,
and it was free back then because there's light bulbs in the pyramids. So how do you tell me who made a light bulb if it was here before him? Because if you go check that wall, it's there in stone. You know what I'm saying? And you can't even read the hieroglyphs. They're translating it to us. We don't know what they're saying.
Well, yeah, they just translate it to whatever they want us to know. Yeah,
I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
So it's like I got to do my own research, and that's how I'm able to say what I'm saying now, by doing my own research and really discovering these things. And then, like I said, once I get that the genealogy class and I learn about King Tom, Queen Esther, and all of that. It's like, wow, like that goes from 1869 to 2025 right now. So it ain't even that far back. But those are my people, and they're royal descendants. So it's like, oh wow, like bro, you got the same blood in you, even though it might be trickled down now and it got watery, it's still in me.
Yeah.
So anytime it gets hard, I remember to keep my head high and stay the king that's willing to hustle and never sleep on money. And not that money is everything, but in this day and age, people value that more than they value love. That's why in my song I said, I love you more than this money. I'll give you these passcodes. You can really see how I live, to see where the money's coming from. On the YouTube account, I give you the password. On the Facebook account, I get paid from Facebook too now. God bless. But I was saying that in an aspect of, yo, I'll let you see how I'm eating so you can eat. Give you these passcodes, you could really see how I live. I remember I was locked out. Now your boy locked in. It was simple to let that flow through me. Because remember, this isn't a written song. It's a freestyle song that I sent out for them to mix. And we got Trust. So thank you again for playing Trust. It's a really important song to me.
Yeah, well, that was clear as soon as I played it.
Love.
Yeah. I second all that. I'm like, holy shit. So fucking, and again, and louder for the people in the back. I mean, the education piece is actually getting scarier. So once you understand all of that stuff and you bring it all the way forward, which is why I named my son Orion Ezekiel, like Orion Ezekiel. I mean, like the constellation of Orion that then lines up with the pyramids. And Ezekiel is the first prophet to talk about any sort of like metal flying object, which could essentially be the aliens. Okay, so now we're going to tie the earth and the Bible up back into the stars and around again. Okay, like that should send him on a pretty good tangent long enough to like educate himself well enough. That was the idea behind that. So all that shit that you just said is exactly why my son is named the way that he is. And I feel I haven't
fire. That's fire.
Yeah. So I feel like maybe we talked about that last time. I'm not really sure, but anyways, but once you bring that then all the way forward into this day and age, which is where we're at now, and it's kind of scary. So now we have access to all this information, and I'm starting to learn things like that record labels actually have like umbrella companies that are buying the institutions up, and they're utilizing rap music in order to keep the crime rates up so that they can keep the institutions full at like 90% for like big business and stuff. And I don't know if there's like any weight to that, but when I heard that,
there's weight.
I was like, wait a second, like
there's weight to that.
You know?
Do you know why they do it?
Well, money, obviously, because
they get
big
a
bracket,
certain,
right?
Yeah, they get a certain amount of money a year for each body that's in the facility.
Right.
So I remember talking about it when I was in the facilities here, and someone, I don't know if the numbers are right, but they were saying that the jails get anywhere from 100 to 150,000 a year for each person that's in the building. Wow. So with that being said, if you're gonna get $150,000 for me being in your prison for a year, and I don't want to go to jail, I'll pay you $300,000 to not give me that year.
Yeah.
This is why they can stay out, because hey, I'll give you the money in advance.
Right.
So now you don't even got to worry about me going there, because I'll pay you what you would have made if I said. Now that's where, to be financially stable, you don't got to be someone in that prison, because the money can get you out of it, because they doing it to keep a body in there for money. Some people even die in prison and they don't say it so that they can keep getting the money a couple more years. I've seen it happen. It's like, damn, like this guy left on the stretcher. He ain't back yet. Well, what happened to him? 6 months later, they tell you, oh yeah, he died. But they didn't tell his family till 6 months later.
They still collecting. Oh my God. Yeah. And I mean, why wouldn't they? Because
they get money.
But it happens out here too. I mean, look at all these ratchet ass Matt, listen, the amount of people I know that were like collecting up kids and collecting up old people and stuff in their house, calling it like a foster home or whatever. Like, okay, Cheryl.
And you know how I feel about that.
Yeah. Well, right. Yeah.
Some foster parents want to be the friend to keep that going. and they don't want to be the parent to really teach the children.
Yeah.
And I had to deal with that in real time.
Yeah, well,
that's all I can really say, but I don't agree with that kind of shit. Like
we don't have to get into that, but we can talk about it from like a general perspective, because I have had a foster home, and I've been in a foster home, and I've had a kid who's
so you get what I'm saying.
So I can speak about this. And the situation that I ran into on multiple occasions is that, you know, depending on the needs of the child, the price tag goes up and up and up. And once you get a good set in where like you got the kids that you can tolerate and they get along or whatever, it's like, why would you want to disrupt that paycheck, right? Like you get the kids dialed in, everyone's cool.
That's
okay,
crazy.
yeah, you know what I mean? Everyone's getting along with each other. Now you got the older ones taking care of the younger ones, and and you're still stepping away to go to, you know, to go do your thing once in a while. You go get your pedicure with your girlfriends or whatever, because everybody's looked after and no one's really causing a thing, even though some of them really do have like some extra things in their paperwork that they probably could use a little more attention about, you know what I mean? And maybe like there's some weird shit that's happening inside of that. It may or may not, who knows? But at the end of the day, not everybody is in there for the right reasons. Not everybody, like I mean, I had a foster mom who was amazing. Bless her heart, honestly, like bless her heart. But I was there as like for a hot second, in and out. I know some of these kids that get locked into these situations that aren't necessarily bad, but the people aren't in there because they want to be a parent to people. They're in there because it's easy to get everybody into a level where it's comfortable. We got sweetheart over here making dinners, you know, 4 days a week, and and she's worth $1,700. Great. And I'm not calling it like slave labor or anything like that. I'm just saying that, you know, I take her out and we hang out, so we're cool. And now she wants to help me out, and this is a great relationship, and she feels like that this is what a structured home is supposed to look like. Maybe or maybe not. It depends. I mean, we all structure our houses the way that work for us based on like our work schedule and our, you know, ages and shit like that. But when it comes to people outside of a family doing it, there's something really strange about it, because their intention with the children is not the same.
Yeah, it's financial.
It's a financial benefit, and not like we're not doing it. People don't have kids for financial benefit. We do it for whatever reason, and then for the rest of our lives, we are eating pot scrapings trying to make sure that our kids are getting the T-bone steak. So it looks different. That. The intention is different. And so you raise a different type of kid. I'm not knocking kids out of the foster system. I'm one of them. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, you know, I feel like it's really important to shine a little bit of light on that. Like, if you are somebody, and there's lots of people in here that are in recovery, so their kids are ended up in foster care or whatever. There's lots of people who had kids young who knew it was a better choice for their kids to go somewhere else. There's a lot of situations that were out of our control, where maybe somebody that we cared about reported us on some bullshit, and then we couldn't get back out of it. I mean, shit happens all the goddamn time, right? But it is important to check in on the kids and make sure that we open up the dialogue with them, even if it's like feels like oh, I'm backpedaling, or I got to eat a little bit of crow here, whatever. Like, if you show genuine interest in the things that your kid is doing, even if they piss you off or you think that they're not appropriate, as soon as you open that dialogue up and you make it feel like a safe place, it at least gives them the place to dump those things. And although you don't ever want to be like their friend, at least then we can gain a little bit of control back, because there is nobody else in our kid's life that is going to be this person for them. That's it's just you. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm not speaking about you. I just mean in general. Like, nobody else is going to be the person to my kid as I am to my kid. And so, like, yeah, there's been times where I'm like, fuck, I really got to like you know, not necessarily agree, but like allow them to talk about shit I don't want to really talk about until it gets comfortable enough where I can be like, okay, now that you've spent the last couple of months talking about that shit, can I explain to you that I think that's fucking not cool? And then at least then you've gotten to a place where you can like volley that back and forth, you know? But yeah, it's a challenging situation, and I commend anybody that's living in that space. Like I said, I've been in all positions of it, and it's something that we really need to be aware of as a society, because our parents really, man, they survived the crack epidemic and all this shit, and then the opiates hit, and everybody out there was just fucking wilding, and it was just crazy. And so there's a whole bunch of us who had kids who didn't maybe necessarily have the best support, and our kids ended up in a situation that maybe isn't as bad as what we had it, but yeah, now that we are all tapped into all this great knowledge and all this information and these things that we can really do good for our kid, and now we don't have access to our kid, there's a fucking break in the chain, right? We're like, so somehow we got to get that piece back because it's fundamental.
No, I feel that, and with my mom being so young and having children, she had my sister at 13 and me at 15, and then 5 more children after that. Yeah. So when my mom was young, I remember one of our aunts called DCYF to take us. So bless you. So we was tooken, and I remember my mom coming to get us. She had no shoes on, and she came to get us, and like they gave us back. She had to take her urines and all of that stuff, but she got us back. Like my mother got us back. Like, and I don't even know why my aunt would do that, but I don't know what they was going through. I was just a kid, but I remember this lady saying, "Hey man, do you want a cupcake?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want the cupcake," but I'm a kid. And my mom's like, "Man, no, you don't want the cupcake. I'll buy you a cupcake. Come on, we're leaving."
Yeah.
And I'm crying because I want to stay with this lady because she's going to give me a cupcake. Yeah. And she walked here to get us. I don't know where she walked from, but she came here walking with no shoes on to get her children. And I was going to stay for this cupcake. I'm a child, and literally that's telling you, I don't know what my mom's going through. I don't know where I am. I don't know why I'm here, but she got snacks. Yeah. And I'm a kid. So I remember that. We was in Chad Brown Projects across the street from the Chad Brown Market on the 2nd floor. And she was giving me a zebra cake. And all the other kids was leaving. And I was like, nah, I'm going to stay for the cake. And in the back of my mind, I thought, damn, was my mom so harsh on me because I was the kid who stayed for the cake? Like, maybe. I used to think that to myself. But I say that to say my mother's strong. She was a 15 years old with 2 children, and in that era, the 80s, hooked on crack. And one of her aunts called the state and got her children took, and she did everything in her power to come get us. So she didn't leave us in that system. So that's why I told you I felt love before. So it's easy for me to show love and give it because I've received it.
Do you know how, I mean, shout out to your mom. Yeah, shout out to your mom, honestly.
She came and got her kids.
Let me tell you, the heartbreak that comes along with them taking them from you in the first place. And whatever the reason, because not every reason is negative. Sometimes people really do think that they're doing right by you. They're like, oh man, she's kind of slipping or whatever. We've seen her do some shit like, or whatever. They caught you on a bad day or whatever. You burnt the craft dinner, the house stinks. Who knows, right? They caught you on a bad day. And it's like, as soon as you make that call, like you enter the racket that is correction, or for us it's Corrections Canada, but phase 1 is the foster care system. And it's like, wow, so it's the same thing for you. So whatever, the Department of Family and Children and Family, right? So it's the same thing.
DCYF.
Yeah. So
DCYF, DCF, yeah, something like that.
Up here it's MCFD. And so it's like, as soon as you enter that, the women, or traditionally women, the social workers, all of their training is to fill that racket. The same way as the court system is. Like, so when they're offering you like cupcakes and these things, like
crazy,
like that's what, because even so, and that might even cause some conflict between you and your mom, right? She's like, don't do that. We got to get going, blah, blah, blah. She's trying to get her babies out of this goddamn trap.
And I'm a child. I don't know I don't know that the cake is to see if
you might be staying.
They're testing me.
I mean,
I don't know.
If you had a kicked up an argument, because it's not necessarily about eating it, it's about the response that happens if she says no and you're like, but I want it, blah blah blah. Like that's the fight they're looking for, because as soon as that erupts and she gets slightly elevated, they can fucking pull the plug on the exit strategy like that. And that's all it takes. And then they honestly, like, if she is slightly elevated, then they red list her. She can't even make phone calls anymore that aren't supervised. And as soon as that gets written down on paper, like, oh, she can't call anymore unless it's supervised, and that case gets handed off to the next manager, she doesn't know what got to that place. All she sees is like so-and-so has to be supervised visitations or supervised phone conversations. She can't even see phone conversations. What happened that allowed that to get to that place, because it doesn't explain all the shit, right?
Yeah,
So
it
all
doesn't
they
at
see
all.
is that so now next time she has a baby, you know what I mean, they're already waiting for her at the goddamn hospital. And if you want to talk about putting somebody, like shoving someone into a full-blown addiction, strip them from their baby at the hospital. I don't, if you've survived that and come back to get your life back, shout out to you, because that's inhumane. And there's actually full programs right now in Canada that are going, not only did we like spend 2 weeks of just learning the history of MCFD in Canada so that we can properly deal with our clients who have maybe suffered the trauma that's associated with it, which is a fucking loaded topic in itself. But they're also revising how they deal with mothers who deal with addictions or afflictions or use or whatever, and their babies straight out the hospital, because it used to be, if you lost your kids to the system, that the next one was theirs regardless, right? I mean, you had to, how indignant is that? You got to fucking pee in a cup, but they don't even trust you, because now you got this red listed, highlighted, supervised phone conversation bullshit. They don't really care what's happened. They don't care if it's the same daddy, a different daddy. They don't give a shit. They're on their way to collect their money, because those babies are worth maybe $1,500. I mean, not back then, but like now, you know, some of them are worth $3,800 a month. And
that's
so
crazy. They're gonna fight for your children for the check, not for the love.
Yeah.
And they might have the financial to give them the snack that you can't.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, you should stay with us. You know, we're gonna give you nice things, but never gonna give you love, though.
Yeah, and you're never getting another cupcake again. I mean, that cupcake is to cause that fight. It has nothing to do with substance. If it had something to do with substance, it would have been a goddamn protein bar, right? Like it has less to do with you know?
Yeah, it was crazy, because like I said, I remember it to this day. Yeah. My mom walked with no shoes on. I don't know where she came from, but when she got there, she had no shoes, and we walked back with her all the way up from that chav spot to Douglas to down. I think we was on I don't know, man. I don't even know. I was a kid, but I just remember walking from Chad Brown past the graveyard onto Douglas and down that way. But I had a cupcake while I was walking, like my mom had the bread to go to the store to make sure her kids was good. Yeah. So it was just crazy. But I literally remember that clearly. Like when we was in that thing for a day or two, my mom came and got us. Like, so I didn't have to be a foster kid, because my mom cared. Even if she was on drugs and young, she cared. She came and got us. And that's why I'm where I am now with her. But from my uncles and what I seen, the drug dealing, I'm thinking at that time, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to sell these drugs. I'm supposed to keep these weapons. I'm supposed to be trapping. I'm supposed to be in the rental car. I'm supposed to have this flip phone. I'm thinking this is what I'm supposed to do. And now as a grown man, I'm like, damn, they didn't have teachers to teach them that was wrong. I had to literally see my uncle get murdered. My other uncle get murdered. My other uncle get deported to DR. My cousin Splashy Rock, he was making music. It's my cousin Splashy Rock. He got killed. Like, I seen so much murder that it's like, yo, I'm so cautious now and so grateful now that if I just be still and move at my own speed, I can win. So all of my ancestors that ain't here with us, you know, I love you guys, and I'm channeling this energy from y'all. You know, when I feel that pain or I feel that rage, and I could put it in a music song instead of slapping the hell out somebody like my body's telling me I want to do. So when you don't do it for so long, your habit starts to change, and it's like, okay. I was on the phone with my guy earlier, my boy T. Cali, the one who got me started rapping. And he was like, yo, bro, you're just one day away from somebody calling you and telling you, yo, they got that check that you've been waiting for. Yep. And he told me that 2 times now this month. So it was like, damn, bro, why you keep saying that? Like, he believes in me that much because of my consistency. Yeah. And he started me. You know what I'm saying? He started me. So I know once his financials are better, because mine's are, I'll be like, yo, bro, you don't even got to worry no more. I got it. Let's go to the studio and then make that music. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't make that music right now because he's not with me musically. You know what I mean? So I want to get in those pockets so we ain't even worrying about where the food's coming from. Everybody's situated. Now let's get to this music bag and really change the world with our sounds that we're giving them. You know, because like Trust, Sorry Mama, Kodak Black, like these songs are where I'm at right now. Now, when we get to that next plateau, those will be different sounds. Next plateau, different sounds. And all I'm going to do is give you the most authentic I could give you on any beat provided, no matter what it is. But, you know, I've never been in a financial situation where I'm like, hey, I don't have to worry. I've never had that. And I'm literally a royal member of the people who own Foxwoods. I'm royal. I have the same blood. But because my mother wasn't on the reservation, she don't get the checks. And then with her being on drugs, she don't know how to follow through to go figure out the paper because she was living a different life. And nobody said, hey, you know what? I'm going to help you get what's rightfully yours. That's where I come in. I'm going to get us what's rightfully ours for all of us. That's why I'd be like, yo, you got to be careful, Jew, because you the type of nigga they'll kill. That's why I move like this. That's why I move how I am, and I make sure I'm putting out love, love, love. And I made a post recently. I said, the position I'm in, if I die now, I live forever.
Yeah.
So you can't stop me no more. Like even with my albums, my sons have percentages in my albums. You can't stop that. They're gonna get paid forever.
Regardless, yeah.
They're in percentages as executive producers. Like, so they're already getting checks that they can't touch. So you can't hurt them financially. I'm building for them. It might not be the biggest bags, but they have a source of income through my art. And you see this painting behind me? This is my daughter painted this. And I put it in my studio so that I always have a piece of her with me, even if she's not with me, because she's in the foster system.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, and I might not be the cleanest person on paper to get her right now, but I'm doing my best to just stay at it and stay current.
That's all you can do, and that's the thing. I think.
But yeah, that's her painting right there, man.
It's a beautiful piece of artwork. And what's wild about all of that is that the way that you put yourself out there in such a public way, it allows people to see that, right? So not only are you an example of like what people could be doing to get parts of their life back, but when people check in on you to see, like, oh, okay, well, you know, like, and I mean, this is a bad example. This isn't necessarily what's happening to you right in this moment, but when people do check in to see, right, like, oh, maybe we will let you answer the phone, or maybe we will, like, because people really do deal with like supervised visits and shit. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But like when you put yourself out there in this space, it's like really easy for them to be like, oh, okay, yeah, you know what I mean? Like you can't keep consistent like that unless you are really
unless you're really living it.
Yeah.
So
it just doesn't work like that. Yeah. Oh,
that's incredible though. To like I lost my daughter for 14 years. I just got her back last April when she was 14, and we spent her first birthday together, which is my birthday, January 9th. We have the same birthday, me and my daughter, and I spent that birthday with her. I brought her home January 11th. And my house got raided January 18th. And I haven't seen her since January 18th, 2011 until 2024 of April. So literally, to have that painting behind me is proof of the fight that I've been praying for. Like, yo, even though she can't see me, I pray every night. Anytime I was in jail, I pray for all my children by name. And just, Lord, just let them know that I love them and that I'm thinking about them. I pray that they're okay. And just so when I finally did meet her again, I already knew she was okay because I prayed for this. So that's the incredible part. And she was with some good foster people that made sure she was healthy and, you know, had clothes and made it to school and things like that, you know. But as a father, my rightful feeling is, damn,
yeah, I
wish she could be with me.
But
it might not be her comfort because she ain't grow up with me. So I respect that also.
Yeah.
And it's hard, but the beautiful thing in it is just that God is real and she made it some way back to me. And it was crazy. My sister was trying to find her dad on Ancestry.com and found DNA matches of my daughter is related to her somehow and got me in touch with the foster people.
Amazing,
crazy.
right? It's so crazy. Yeah.
Shout out to my little sister looking for her daddy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Crazy, man.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it's wild. That ancestry DNA thing is gonna like, yeah. It's really flipped the script on a lot of people. Actually, it's kind of funny. I always get a kick out of the ones that are like, I didn't know I was black, and they're like hella racist and shit. I think that's so wild. Like,
funny
as
hell.
That's funny. That's so wild. Look, you're a beautiful. Like, we are all in this. We're all in this fucking situation together. Yeah. And if there's ever anything, I mean, I don't have to tell you this in front of everybody because you already know, but like obviously the door is wide open and the phone's always on. I'm so proud to be even like a piece of the story or a sliver, or to be able to highlight you a couple times a year or whatever. I mean, the door is always open, but in a real way. Like, I do appreciate you and everything that you do. And just
thank you.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to be here. And like I said, from where I come from, I've never left the country, but being able to use this new technology, I'm streaming in Canada currently.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
So it's like, just sticking to the music will get me everywhere I need to be. Get me everywhere I need to be.
Listen, Pinecase is headed down to Jamaica, like, and I talked about
it.
That's what's happening next. We're looking at putting in a mental health and music retreat where we can, offer the same space to be able
to.
That's
lit.
Yeah. So
that's
so you can go down there and utilize the studio and focus on your mental health, and it'd be a space where people can come and enjoy maybe live release parties and things like that. There's enough space on, I mean, just the upper patio alone to be able to do like private listening parties and shit like that. So yeah. Well, we got a couple of them.
That's lit, man. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, so it's gonna be good. Well, we needed to find a way around everybody having criminal records, so that was the solution.
Yo, shout out to Dogman Compton too, man. Shout out to him, man. I see him in the chat. Shout out to everybody. If I missed you guys, my apologies. I appreciate everyone. Shout out to Candy. Shout out to Jazz Ray. Deborah. Shout out to Calico. Shout out to Skin Devil out in Austria, not Australia with the kangaroo.
Austria.
Shout out to
Let's go.
Yeah, he's an Austrian. And everybody checking in on here. That's incredible. Man. I'm skimming through. Shout out Skyler Ray. Yeah, man. Shout out everybody that took the time to I was just reading that from Facebook. Shout out to everybody that tapped in on Facebook. I appreciate you guys. We couldn't do it without y'all, man. And thanks for listening to the story and just hearing our lives, man. Thank you guys. We couldn't do it without you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pinecase in this motherfucker, you heard?
Hey. Whoa.
Whoa.
Thank you, everybody. You guys take care of each other, check in on each other, and stay safe. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Yo, like I always like to end my lives. Remember, it's never a loss, just a lesson.
There you go. Write it down, stick it in your back pocket, hold on to it, and check in on it once in a while. You guys, we need little pieces like that. The mantras don't have to be necessarily from where mantras come from. They're allowed to be like cross culture or whatever. And if there is a piece of information that stuck with you in here tonight, then utilize it and spread the word and spread the information, spread the Spotify links, get in there and share the fucking music, please, because Kinghansom isn't going anywhere. And we're all in this together, like we've been saying for a hot second. Check in on your friends, check in on your kids, and stay safe. We'll see you next Tuesday. Bye for now.
Please stay strong. The further you take my rights away, I'ma run to it, refuse to hear my voice. Speak loud when I spit it, but you don't get it. You just wanna be a side critic. See somebody else showing hate in the side of the road with it. Now how would you feel standing on the sideline and watch the color of a nation deteriorate over time? The flag real high, but compassion 6 feet below. Now you're searching for that justice that decided to never show. Deny my place, I'm back with a trace. Keep up the pace, tight lace, game face. Get back in the race. Whatever they did could never be undone. Every dark night ends with the rising of the sun. Squandered every wealth that's built from the mud. Squandered every wealth that's built from the blood. Squandered every wealth that's built in chains. Stolen from the ancestors, running through my veins. With the strength of 1,000 lion and the strength of 1,000 giant, please stay strong. Please stay strong. With the strength of 1,000 elephant and the strength of 1,000 tiger, we stay strong. We stay strong. We stay strong.
I can see, run to the light at the end of the tunnel winner.
We stay strong.
I can't breathe, we're gonna get oxygen without the justice system.
We stay strong.
And I know, gotta keep my head together.
We stay strong.
Don't doubt me, please don't doubt me.
We stay strong.
Tell me how can we be strong if we still shooting? Tell me how can we be strong if we still looting? Tell me how can we be strong if we still hating? Please tell me now, please.